Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here at the First Alert Desk. My name's Karli Barnett. We want to give you a look at some of the stories that we are following for you this evening. Sorry, I know we're a minute or two late hopping on here, but just wanted to make sure that we had everything in order to tell you about because we did just recently get some breaking news here to the newsroom. I'm going to tell you about that in just a minute. Also, in a few minutes, First Alert Meteorologist Patrick Pete, he is going to be joining us. I know if you're here in Metro Atlanta, boy, it is cold outside, and he is going to give us a look at our forecast and just how long we can expect this cold weather to stick around. It's December, guys. It's December. It is here. The cold weather is here. So he will be giving us the latest in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, I did want to give you a rundown of some of the stories that we're following now. You can join us tonight at 10 on Peachtree TV and 11 on WANF. But remember, the news is always on AtlantaNewsFirst.com and our Atlanta News First app. You can read more about all of these stories there, as well as any developments and updates that we continue to get throughout the night. All right, so we have just learned that attorneys for the man accused of killing or rather the man convicted of killing nursing student Laken Riley.
In the state of Georgia
His
versus
attorneys
Jose
have requested a
Ibarra.
new trial. So
Case
this
issue
happened back in
24
February, as you know,
CR
at the University of
323.
Georgia.
Count one,
And
malice
this
murder.
made, of course,
I
not
find the
only
defendant guilty.
local and state headlines,
Count
national
two, felony
headlines,
murder.
world
I find
headlines.
the defendant
Jose
guilty.
Ibarra, 26-year-old undocumented immigrant
Count
from
three,
Venezuela,
felony murder.
was
I find the
convicted
defendant
of
guilty.
murder and several other charges
Count
related to
four,
the death
felony murder.
of
I find the
22-year-old
defendant
Laken
guilty.
Riley. In
Count
their motion
five,
just filed,
kidnapping with
Ibarra's
bodily
legal
injury.
counsel
I
said
find
the
the
verdict
defendant
was,
guilty.
quote, contrary to
Count
law and contrary to evidence. Ibarra was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on one count of malice murder, life in prison without the possibility of parole on a kidnapping charge. As well, some of these other charges included aggravated assault, hindering an emergency telephone call, tampering with evidence, as well as being a peeping Tom. Athens Clarke County Superior Court Judge Patrick Haggard, he was the one who found Ibarra guilty of all 10 counts that he was facing. He went through what's called a bench trial. In other words, there was not a jury involved. This was his choice that he wanted to do. And this was ultimately the result of that. The trial concluded after several days of testimony from Riley's loved ones and law enforcement officials. And we were told after his conviction that Ibarra and his legal team had 30 days to file for a new trial or an appeal, and that is what is taking place tonight. Still no word on what the outcome of this is going to be, or when
Count two, felony murder.
when we
I find the
anticipate
defendant
anything
guilty.
moving forward. This was the breaking news that
Count
we just
three,
got, so
felony
we do
murder.
know
I find the
that
defendant
his
guilty.
attorneys have requested a new trial.
Count four, felony
altogether.
murder. I find the
All right, taking you back out here live, we're going to go ahead and stay in court for this story. The longest-running criminal trial in Georgia history has finally come to an end. You'll remember it was actually last January that jury selection in the YSL RICO case began, so it has been almost exactly 1 year since all of this began, and it resulted in victory for two of the remaining defendants in this massive case. Each of them, there were two still defendants, and their fates were in the hands of a jury, and both were found not guilty of murder and other gang charges. And as you know, this case has had a lot of twists and turns. There's been a lot of drama involved, plea deals that came as a result, of course, really centering around rapper Young Thug. He was the most high-profile person involved in this case. But we have a look back on what all has taken us up to this point, and really the response and the reaction from what happened in court today. Really, the only charge that stuck for one of these defendants for the jury was one count of firearm possession by a convicted felon. Our reporter, Yasmina Alston, she has been covering this day in and day out, and she has the latest.
Every day I stood up with him. Every night I prayed with him, and I told him, son, this bigger than you. This is bigger than you.
Diamante Kendrick's mom, Tasha, came to the Fulton County Courthouse every day as her son stood trial in the YSL RICO case. On Tuesday, she found out her son was found not guilty on all charges.
I'm emotional beyond words. I am emotional beyond words, beyond measures. A mother love.
A jury deciding Kendrick's fate and that of co-defendant Shannon Stillwell, who was found not guilty on all charges except one gun charge, with time served and probation.
He has a second chance at life.
Stillwell's attorney Max Shart describing the verdict as fair and just after Georgia's longest trial in history.
Absolutely. The jurors, we asked so much of the jurors, and they really scrutinized the evidence, and they demanded real evidence, and it wasn't there.
The jury deliberated for 4 days in a trial in which rapper Young Thug and multiple others faced multiple organized crime, weapons, and drug-related charges. Young Thug and 3 others accepted deals in October, leaving Stillwell and Kendrick. Kendrick's attorney Doug Weinstein said the jury told him they decided Kendrick's fate days ago.
And this DA's office used his song, his rap, take it to trial against him, and Diamante took it to trial and showed the DA's office what they can do with that lyric.
Kendrick, however, will not get out of jail Tuesday because of a few other jail charges. Stillwell has one other criminal matter that needs to be resolved, according to Shard.
All right, and yet another court proceeding taking place. I guess this is a very trial-heavy evening, but court proceedings are actually extending late into the night in Cobb County. This is for a deadly drunk driving trial that happened there. We have some video out of the courtroom from earlier. 68-year-old Jerome Cox is accused of hitting and killing 17-year-old Olivia Pugh last December in Kennesaw, so this was a year ago. Cox facing vehicular homicide charges, and according to Cobb County Police, he was driving under the influence of alcohol. Our reporter, Madeline Montgomery, she has been in court today. She's going to have more on this case later tonight. They are actually only just now wrapping up, if you can believe it. The judge saying that they were going to be staying until 8 o'clock. So we are going to check back in with Madeline. She is going to have a full report on what took place today in court and why it extended so late there. And this is a story that we are working on getting more information. We have made reaches to family members to try to get more here, but this information coming to us from Cobb County Police. I'm actually going to pull up our website, AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Again, this is where you can read all about any of the stories that I've just told you about. And you can, of course, also watch our newscasts live if you are out and about on the go. But we know that a review is underway tonight of a Cobb County police officer's actions who was responding to a distress call that ultimately led to the fatal shooting of a family dog. This is according to the Cobb County Police Department. So they said it happened shortly before 9 o'clock last night. 2 officers responding to a call on Macklin Road near Corner Road in Powder Springs. In a statement, police said, quote, the initial information provided indicated that a voice was heard shouting, "Help me," but no further details were available as the call had been made from a 911 only cell phone, preventing a follow-up with the caller. So when officers got there to search the area, they went to a home on Macklin Road, began speaking with some homeowners there to try to clarify what exactly was taking place. So police say the family dogs tried to run out of the house, despite the owners trying to restrain them. And then one of those dogs, police say, ran to the officer. And this is in a statement from police saying, quote, the officer perceived the dog's actions as potentially threatening and in an effort to protect himself, discharged his service weapon, resulting in the dog being fatally wounded. So Cobb Police, they did not identify the officers involved in this, but they did say that they understand the impact this incident may have and the emotions surrounding a case like this. They say they're going to have an internal review. And so I just wanted to draw your attention to that. We don't have any video of that at this point because, again, we are still working to gather more information on this. But it is one of our top stories here, as you can see on AtlantaNewsFirst.com right there on the homepage if you would like to read more. All right, I'll go ahead and take you back out here to tell you more about some activity going on in Rockdale County. Of course, it's been about 2 months since a chemical plant fire virtually shut down much of the city of Conyers, prompting evacuation orders, shelter-in-place orders, and really impacting life there for so many people for so long. And residents, activists in Rockdale County making it very clear that they don't want anything to do with BioLab. I'm going to go ahead and take you to, looks like I might not have that video here. Let's see. There we go. This is some video, previous video when we were first covering this here at Atlanta News First. Thankfully, it does not still look like this, but we know that community organizers are uniting with other cities that have also experienced what they're calling chemical disasters. And Rockdale County activists today joining with organizers from East Palestine, Ohio, where a train from Norfolk Southern, which is based in Atlanta, derailed back in 2023, dumping hazardous chemicals. They announced Rockdale County has joined the Chemically Impacted Communities Coalition. It represents 35 different cities, all affected by these chemical disasters linked to corporations. And protesters have demanded BioLab's closure since that chemical fire, as we know. And the activists say they are working to secure ongoing, independent medical testing. It was all the way back on September 29th that fire first sparked at the BioLab facility. Hard to believe it's already been 2 months there. It was in mid-October that officially said the chemical had been fully removed, and the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners filed a federal lawsuit against BioLab as well as its parent company, hoping to try to shut it down permanently. All right. Looks like Patrick might have gotten a little bit busy, but what I am going to do is go ahead and give you a live look outside over Atlanta, because boy, oh boy, is it cold out there. And don't forget, you can join us tonight at 10 on Peachtree TV and 11 on Atlanta News First. We hope to see you then. And of course, you can always watch us wherever you stream, wherever you're streaming us now, and stay updated through our Atlanta News First app. Stay safe, take care, and have a good night.